Welcome to This Explainer, where we're unpacking Dr. Faith Onia's incredibly urgent research on how digital dopamine loops are, quite frankly, destroying our students' focus. But don't worry, we're also going to look at how we can use AI as the ultimate escape route. As a fellow educator and a parent, let me tell you, if you've been watching the teenagers in your life struggle to concentrate on their studies while seamlessly spending hours glued to their devices, you are absolutely not alone. Today, we're going to break down exactly what's happening inside their minds and, more importantly, how we can equip them to take back control.
Look, for those of us watching these kids struggle, the fundamental question always boils down to this. Why is 30 minutes on TikTok completely effortless, but 10 minutes of studying feels literally impossible? It is so incredibly frustrating to watch a brilliant student fail to read a simple textbook chapter, yet effortlessly memorize hundreds of short videos. But here's the critical thing we have to understand right out of the gate. It is not laziness. It's an actual physiological hijacking of the brain. The digital environment they're living in has fundamentally altered how their brains process effort and reward.
Phase 1. The dopamine hijacking. Let's look under the hood at the unseen chemistry happening in a student's brain every single time they pick up their phone. Okay, to start, we have to talk about dopamine. Now, dopamine isn't inherently bad. In fact, we need it. Think of it like the brain's biological high five. It simply rewards us for achieving goals by telling our nervous system, hey, that was great, do that again. In a natural environment, a student gets a hit of dopamine when they finally solve a really difficult math equation or finish reading a challenging chapter. It's the chemical that's supposed to drive deep, long-term learning and motivation. But here's where it gets wild. Modern social media platforms are engineered using the exact same psychological principles as casino slot machines. Just like pulling a lever on a slot machine gives you a variable, unpredictable reward, infinite scrolling and those sudden flashy notifications deliver continuous micro-dopamine hits. This artificial environment completely traps a student's attention, giving them all the reward chemicals without requiring any of the actual effort or learning. And this constant bombardment actually rewires the student's brain. It's like feeding them candy for dinner every single night and then suddenly expecting them to crave a plate of steamed broccoli. It shifts them away from a healthy capacity for deep focus into this frantic, overstimulated craving for constant input. The brain literally adapts to expect instant gratification. So when a student sits down to do homework, which naturally requires sustained effort and delayed gratification, their rewired brain protests. It feels totally understimulated and immediately craves the phone.
Phase 2. The cost of shallow work. This is where we move beyond just distraction and into systemic cognitive decline. Let's look at the devastating real-world cost on academic performance.
Get this. The science behind this is absolutely staggering. According to the research highlighted by Dr. Anya, the average attention span has plummeted from 12 seconds in the year 2000 down to just 8 seconds today. To put that in perspective, that is officially less than the attention span of a goldfish. Think about that. If a student's attention is breaking every 8 seconds, the deep focus thought required for real academic achievement simply cannot happen. And the data backs this up in a pretty terrifying way. Dr. Ania points to a shocking 2025 study showing that 68% of Gen Z cannot maintain focus for even 10 minutes. As a teacher, this explains so much. This is directly linked to social media overuse and completely failing study habits. I mean, think about modern exams or lengthy reading assignments. They require way more than 10 minutes of sustained focus. So why is this lack of focus so damaging? Well, imagine trying to build a really intricate house of cards, but someone forcefully bumps the table every 40 seconds. That is a student's brain on notifications. Because it takes the human brain 23 minutes to fully refocus after an interruption, these students never actually enter a state of deep focus. They are permanently stuck in what we call unproductive, shallow work. Out of the 17 dangers Dr. Onia identified in this dopamine loop, as educators and parents, we need to be most alarmed by these major academic threats. We're talking cognitive decline, memory impairment, and the complete loss of deep work capacity. This makes reading long textbooks or writing an analytical essay virtually impossible for them. When a student can't engage in deep work, their study habits are completely hollowed out. And that's usually compounded by severe sleep disruption and chronic procrastination. And here's the reality check we have to share with our kids. This academic struggle quickly snowballs into long-term career stagnation. Today, 72% of employers are noting a severe lack of focus among younger workers. This directly contributes to a 12% higher unemployment rate for Gen Z compared to millennials at the exact same age. A brain trained only for 8-second entertainment cannot magically sustain 8 hours of professional productivity.
Phase 3, AI mastery as the antidote. Okay, here is the hopeful pivot. This is the good news.
If your teenager's brain is being hijacked, Dr. Onya presents an incredibly empowering, future-proof solution, replacing mindless scrolling with artificial intelligence mastery. We aren't just telling them put the phone away. We are replacing a bad habit with a literal superpower. Learning AI requires the exact opposite of social media consumption. Instead of task avoidance, AI demands deep focus. For instance, you can teach your students 3 specific ways AI helps with those difficult textbooks. 1. Extracting key themes from dense chapters. 2. Simplifying complex academic jargon into plain English. And 3. Generating custom practice quizzes tailored to their exams. It requires long-term thinking and delayed gratification to build these systems. It's the perfect cognitive antidote. By guiding students to learn these specific AI skills, we transform them from passive consumers to active creators. Let me give you a step-by-step guide for something they can build right now, an AI study buddy. Step 1, have them feed their class syllabus into an AI tool. Step 2, prompt it to adopt a supportive, encouraging teacher persona. Step 3, ask it to test them weekly on the material. Boom, custom tutor. They can even use AI data tools to analyze their own peak productivity hours and generate completely optimized study schedules. And the urgency for this pivot is absolutely real. By 2030, a massive 85% of jobs will require these AI skills. The research notes that those who possess AI literacy are already earning 40% more in the workplace. So this isn't just about helping our students get their homework done faster today. It's about giving them a massive competitive edge and ensuring they aren't rendered obsolete in the economy of tomorrow.
Phase 4, the 30-day detox and focus plan. So, how do we actually implement this?
As parents and educators, we absolutely cannot rely on a teenager's willpower alone to beat a billion-dollar algorithm. We need a structured system. Dr. Anya's 30-day detox is brilliant in its practicality. Step 1 is a hard tech reset. Delete the social apps, cut off the cheap dopamine supply. Step 2 rebuilds focus using 25-minute Pomodoro study sessions. By week 3, the student transitions to taking an AI course and building an automation tool. Finally, step 4 is the compound effect. I recommend giving your students this simple daily checklist to track their progress. Log 30 minutes of AI exploration, build 1 new AI prompt, and log 0 minutes of mindless scrolling before bed. It's a simple way to replace screen time waste with screen time value. The success stories coming out of this are incredibly encouraging. Students who use this exact framework, who replace habits like TikTok with AI prompt building, routinely see an incredible 40% increase in their attention span. By having them actively track their phone's native screen time metrics each week, they aren't just breaking their digital addiction, they are visibly watching their focus return. They see the numbers drop on social media and rise on productivity tools, translating directly to real academic success. Which brings us to a critical realization, captured perfectly in this quote by Dr. Onya. The future belongs to those who can focus deeply and use AI wisely. As an educator or as a parent, sitting down and having this conversation with your kids tonight is vital. We have to be the ones who guide them to protect and train their most valuable asset, their own brain. We have to help them see technology as a tool for leverage rather than a trap for their attention. So, I want to leave you with this final provocative thought to share with the students in your life. In an economy that is explicitly designed to steal your attention and sell it to advertisers, which side of the digital divide are you going to choose to stand on? Are you going to be the one trapped in the endless loop? Are you going to be the one who masters AI and actually builds the future? Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer. I really hope this roadmap helps you and your students reclaim that focus.